Okay, what do we have here? Introducing the core set and classic format. What? We've got some major changes on the horizon we're ready to discuss. When card sets from Year of the Dragon, Rise of Shadow, Saviors of Uldum, Descent of Dragons, Demon Hunter Initiate set rotate to Wild at the launch of the next expansion, we're planning to move the basic and classic sets to Wild, as well as to make way for the new core set. Introducing the core set. Sounds like a core set. Core set replaces basic and classic cards in the standard format and will contain a selection of 235 cards. After set rotation this year, standard will include card sets from Year of the Phoenix, Ashes, yeah, we already knew that, Blizz, the next expansion, and the new core set. The core set will be free for all players, okay, thanks Blizz, and will replace basic and classics. Are we getting anything for buying classic packs, Blizz? Please say we do. In standard, as a curated selection of 235 cards intended to provide a modern collection of starting cards to players of all types and make Hearthstone even more approachable for newcomers. Some of the core set cards are returning from previous sets. Ziliax, is that you? Some are remained favorites and 29 cards are completely new. Core set breakdown, 88 cards returning from Classic. Classic, 55 cards, 34 class cards, 34 neutral cards, 54 cards returning from Basic, 41 class, 13 neutral, 55 cards returning from Wild, 36 class cards, 19 neutrals. That's probably going to be 2 legendaries per class, and probably at least 4 neutral legendaries in there. Definitely Zeliax is coming back, boys. Imagine if Leroy is coming back, dude, like, honestly. 5 cards returning from Ashes of Outlands, 4 Demon Hunter class cards. Does that mean Twin Slices is remaining in Standard, Blizz? 4 cards returning from Demon Hunter Initiate. That's where Twin Slice is. So I'm assuming Twin Slice and I-Beam are gonna be amongst those. I do have a feeling those 2 cards would be in there. Or maybe Fell Screamer. Maybe the Fell Screamer Demon, I don't know. 1 card returning from Hall of Fame. Shadow Form. Oh wait, they're telling it's Shadow Form for Priest? Is that what they're saying? Oh, we're actually gonna be able to disenchant the cards we're getting for free, huh? Okay, I like that. I like that. That is a possibility for us. Maybe we are gonna be able to get some good dust out of the whole ordeal, huh? 29 new cards, 20 class cards, 9 neutral cards. 1 legendary per class, and maybe 3 neutral legendaries, something along those lines. 3 neutral legendaries, 2 epics, 2 rares, 2 commons, if my math is correct. Like the basic set, you'll earn core set cards by leveling up each class. Been there, done that. That's actually kind of annoying, but I guess it makes sense. All core set class cards are rewarded between level 1 and 10. Okay, that's good. And neutral cards, core sets will unlock based on the sum of all your class levels. That's also good because it's not going to force you to play classes you don't want to really play. Up to the combined level of 60. Wow, I'm at 600, so I don't care. Golden versions of core set cards can be unlocked by completing achievements associated with winning games of each class. That's interesting. Are we going to be able to use achievement points like that? Probably no if it's associated with winning games of each class. When you log in after rotation, you'll automatically be granted the core set cards equal to your current level for each class. Okay, so if we're gonna be automatically getting those cards, we are definitely gonna be able to get a bunch of dust out of this, dudes. We will be able to disenchant the cards that should get announced before they actually get included. So yeah, we are probably gonna be in for some major dust, boys. Unlike how basic and classic functioned previously, the core set will be refreshed each year. Okay, that's gonna make the game kind of wonky, but I guess new is not bad. I guess it's gonna make it somewhat fresher. At the end of every Hearthstone year, a new core set will take place of the previous comprised of new and existing cards when that happens. I'm assuming this is gonna be a nightmare to balance, dudes. We're probably gonna see some very unbalanced early meta. When that happens, the core set cards that are rotating will be swapped with new ones in your collection automatically. So are we gonna be able to abuse this dust trick every time? That's interesting. And also, if the core set gets refreshed every time, are we gonna get a gajillion free cards along the way like that? Like, It kind of means that, man. Like, it kind of means that. Introducing the Legacy set. Is that the fancy word for Wild? Or cards that are actually out of the game now? Basic and Classic cards will join Wild in the form of a card set named Legacy. Okay, it's a fancy word for Wild. When the core set is added at rotation, we'll be retiring the Hall of Fame entirely. We already kind of knew that. The Basic and Classic sets will move to Wild under a new name, the Legacy set, which is where most cards from the Hall of Fame will go as well. There are a few exceptions. Gen Greymane, Baku the Moon Eater, and other Hall of Fame cards from the Witchwood will return to the Witchwood set, and Shadow form will return to Standard as part of the core set. Baku and Gen are not, right? They're going back to the Witchwood and not the Hall of Fame, okay. With the Classic set joining the Legacy set in Wild, all Classic cards and their golden versions will be now craftable and disenchant. What? With the Classic set joining the Legacy set? All Classic cards and their golden versions will be now craftable and disenchantable. Okay, we smell a lot of dust there. Basic cards and their golden versions will be granted to all players and their golden versions. That's, yeah, with the leveling up. That have Wild unlocked for free at rotation, as will the normal version of Demon Hunter Initiate cards. Golden Demon Hunter Initiate cards will still be craftable and disenchantable. That's kind of weird. Why you gotta discriminate it like that? Why do you give the golden cards to the other sets? I don't know. Probably have to read that again, but another time. How much long? Wow, that's a lot. Introducing the Legacy set. We already read that. Introducing the Classic format. Craft decks and compete using Hearthstone original 24 cards as they were in 2014, the year the game launched. Interesting, the Classic format sounds like a nostalgia trip for plenty. I guess that's a good trick to get some diehard Hearthstone fans from back in the day that really wished they want to see this. I do feel like Zeddy has a finger in this one, because maybe he inspired them doing something like this. Him reviewing old Trollden clips and stuff like that definitely brings the nostalgia in plenty of people. We're excited to share that we'll be launching the Classic format alongside set rotation and our next expansion. The Classic format invites players to craft decks and compete using Hearthstone's original 240 cards as they were in 2014, the year the Hearthstone launched. When logging in after our patch for the next expansion before expansion content unlocks, your entire collection of basic, classic, and relevant Hall of Fame cards will be mirrored and available for deck building in the Classic format as they were in the... Wow, that's gonna be kind of wonky. In this patch of June 2014, after the Classic format, Warsong Commander can give minions charge, Holy Smite can go face, and Leroy Jenkins will cost 4 mana. I'm not too sure that's super great. I mean, maybe they should balance it out a little, because those cards kind of sound strong, yo. I didn't play that back in the day, but it really did seem strong for those cards to be like that. If you want to relive the old school Hearthstone experience, Classic will be the place for you. Interesting. Classic, Wild, Standard. Yeah, cool. Sounds interesting. Moving forward, unlocking the Wild format will also grant access to the Classic format. Classic's reward system, rank system, and season will function the same as Standard and Wild, and like those formats, Classic will have its own matchmaking pool. You will be able to challenge your friends in the Classic format from day one, and games played in the Classic format will count towards any relevant achievements. Classic format cards will appear in their own section with the collection manager, and Classic format decks will have a unique border on your deck selection page to differentiate them from your Standard and Wild decks. Speaking of the deck selection page, we're also excited to share that we'll be increasing the total number of decks took you long enough from 18 to 27. Praise the Lord! Praise the Lord! Is it fucked up that that's the biggest thing I'm excited about? Okay, Classic packs will now add to your collection for the Classic format as well as the Legacy set in Wild. If you have Knife Juggler in your collection, you'll have 2 versions of it. One that can be used in Wild with 2 attack and 2 health, and one you can use in Classic format as it was in 2014 with 3 attack and 2 health. So what happens with the Classic packs we have right now though? Cards that were added to the Classic set later in Hearthstone history will not be usable in the Classic format. Figures, I mean, you literally said that 2014 up until that patch. Cool. Classic format or drop from classic packs, but will be craftable as part of the legacy set in Wild. This includes Icicle, yeah, all the bullshit cards nobody ever used, like literally the unusable cards, aside from very few. Yeah, aside from very few. Okay, lastly, since cards from classic packs are no longer usable, there's my answer. We'll be replacing classic packs in various rewards such as a Tavern Brawl and achievements. What? Okay, so what happens with the cards with the classic packs we already have though? Are you gonna replace those as well? That makes sense. Okay, frequently asked questions. This should help. Is the core set only playable in standard? No, the core set can be used in Wild as well. Figures. Will the core set cost money? No, the core set is free. Once you reach level 10, you already answered that. Are there any dust refunds associated with this? No, we are rotating Basic and Classic to Wild just like other card sets that have moved to Wild in the past and providing the new core set for free. No cards in Standard or Wild are being nerfed. That was a weird answer. I still think we can disenchant those though. I still think we can disenchant those that will be getting into the Classic, but we're not gonna get the Hall of Fame refund we were used to getting. Yeah, so we are gonna get some dust out of this, boys. Fret not. I have every class at level 10 or higher. Will I get the full core set at the set rotation? Yes. Okay. Will the core set replace Basic and Classics in Arena? Yes, the core set will replace. Interesting for Arena. Will we be able to get Gang Greymane, Baku, and the other Hall of Fame cards from the Witchwood in Witchwood card packs now? Yes. That's a question nobody asked. You're gonna craft those. You're not gonna start opening a jillion Witchwood packs, are you? What's happening with Shadow Form? Shadow Form is returning to Standard as part of the core set, but it will also be playable in Wild as part of the Legacy set and available for use in the Classic format as well. I'm assuming they're gonna take Priest in a more Shadow Form oriented form with the new expansion and the core set. Definitely think the core set will have some more support for that thing. How the Classic Packs works with Standard now. Classic Packs still contain Classic cards which will now be usable in the Classic format and in Wild as part of the Legacy set. Classic cards that aren't part of the core set will now not be usable in Standard. We're adjusting the rewards for a wide variety of quests, achievements, etc. that previously awarded Classic Packs to have Standard usable rewards instead. So I guess you're gonna let us just open those dumb Classic Packs, huh? Feels like it. Can I disenchant the Classic format version of a card and keep the version in Wild that's part of the Legacy set, or vice versa? No. But we are gonna be able to do that with the core set, right? No, you cannot disenchant or earn these cards separately. While stats, card text, and effects might be different, they are effectively the same card shown in two different ways. Interesting. Can I replace Classic format Legacy cards? Yes, Classic format Legacy cards can be disenchanted, but as stated in the answer above, Classic format and Legacy versions of a card are not duplicates of each other. If you disenchant Leroy Jenkins, he'll be gone from both your Classic format collection and Legacy. Did they just say they're returning a Leroy from this? Because right now, Leroy is not in the Classic set, he is in the Hall of Fame set. I think they basically told us Leroy Jenkins is back in business, boys. I think that is exactly what they said, but I might be wrong. Maybe it kind of sounds like it, dudes. He is in the Legacy. He will be in the Legacy set, but the Classic format is not like that right now. I'm not sure if that's a confirmation or not. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Will Demon Hunter be in the Classic format? No, Demon Hunter was not in Hearthstone 2014. Imagine if Demon Hunter managed to be in the fucking Legacy, man. Imagine that. That would have been so dumb. Will cards in the Classic format be the exact same as they were in 2014? All balance changes from these cards over the years will be reverted, but cosmetic changes will remain. For example, Fell Stalker. God damn it. You're gonna say Jaina is still not gonna have boobs, aren't you? God damn. Will the Classic format see changes in the future, more expansions added, etc.? We have nothing further to announce currently, but we're looking forward to player feedback on the Classic format. Why 27 deck slots? This seems like a strange number. What do you mean? Well, actually it's kind of strange. We're keeping the same familiar deck selection UI, but adding one more page of 9 slots. Okay, it makes sense. Are you changing the pool of cards Zephyrus the Great pulls from. No, no, you're not doing all that work. No, Zephyr's the Great is rotating to wild with Saviors of Uldum and class cards that are now part of the Legacy set. Yeah, he will still do the exact same, but new players are gonna be like, what the fuck is he pulling from? That's gonna be so awkward. What happens to Whizbang? Whizbang will remain in Wild as part of the Boomsday set and will be updated for every major release moving forward. Okay, kinda lame, but I do expect they're gonna release a new version of him in the new expansion or something. When will the core set and classic format go live? While we don't have dates to share today, the classic format will go live with the patch for our next expansion, and the core set will go live with set rotation when content for the next expansion unlocks. Okay, will there be a page on playhearthstone.com where we'll be able to see the full core set and all of the cards in the classic format is a question nobody asked. Yes, we're glad you asked. The full core set will be revealed a few days after BlizzCon Online. Okay, and will be available for early deck building in the card library. The card library will be updated to include all cards for the classic format when it goes live with the patch for our next expansion. Pretty interesting stuff, boys. Very interesting. We are going to have to learn a lot of new things, that's for sure. Tune in to BlizzCon online on February 19th to learn more about the core set and classic format. It's not free, you know. We've got some exciting news to share before revealing some of the new and revolutionized core set cards. Interesting. The game is not gonna be the same. Quite frankly, it's gonna be very different in just a couple of months. Pretty interesting changes. I might be missing the old formats, but we're just gonna have to get used to it. It was gonna be quite the shaky experience anyway with a new rotation, but yeah, it's gonna be definitely a very interesting situation to be in. I really do believe we are gonna be able to get a bunch of dust out of this. We should be able to disenchant the cards before they go into the core set, and we're gonna get them back for free, so we're definitely gonna get a good injection of dust back into us, especially if you still haven't disenchanted some of the wild cards that will be returning. I'm definitely expecting Ziliax to get back, Leroy maybe, but maybe with some kind of change. We definitely need Leroy in some form, way, or shape in the game. So here's the hope. Half Allura, from your mouth to God's ears, Kali. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'm doing a video out of this. Definitely very exciting stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video or stream. Thanks for watching. Bye.